My girlfriend pretended to be single for 8 months online while living with me, so I made a single account, 2 Reddit stories. One glance at her secret profile, thousands of followers, flirty comments, whole nights she lied about, shattered everything I thought we had. But instead of confronting her, I let the truth unravel her double life in real time, and she had no idea I was watching it happen. Hi, I'm Alex, 29, and 3 days ago I discovered my girlfriend was secretly single. Not emotionally distant. Not acting weird. I mean publicly single, to 3,800 strangers, while still kissing me goodnight and asking what color curtains we should get once we move in together. But let me go back to the moment everything cracked. It was last Thursday. I was sitting on her couch, waiting for her to finish showering so we could grab dinner. Her phone buzzed. I didn't touch it, just glanced at the screen out of habit. Single and thriving posted a new photo. Huh. She didn't have a second account. She would have told me. Right. Nope. Wrong. Dead wrong. Curiosity stabbed me in the chest. I picked up my phone, searched the username, and instantly wished I hadn't. There she was. Not her face, she was smart enough for that, but her unmistakable shoulder tattoo, the one she got in Miami and made me promise not to tell her mom about. Bio. Single and ready to mingle. Living my best life. My actual soul left my body. I started scrolling. 8 months of thirst traps, bikini shots, gym selfies, date night outfits, and hundreds of comments from dudes thirsting in stereo. Worse? She replied to some of them. Flirty emojis. Winks. Maybe winky face. And for the cherry on top, a post from 2 weeks ago. Mirror selfie. Black dress. Caption. Date night ready, too bad I'm going solo. 2 weeks ago. We had dinner together. She wore jeans and a sweater, said she didn't feel fancy. Meanwhile, she posted that dress. I didn't say a word when she came out of the shower. She smiled, kissed me, talked about her day while I sat there pretending my insides weren't melting like cheap plastic. That night I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, the truth burning behind my eyelids. This wasn't an accident. Not a phase. Not a misunderstanding. It was a double life. And I had a choice. Confront her. Or outplay her. Guess which one I chose. Friday morning, still running on 3 hours of betrayal-flavored sleep, I made a decision. If my girlfriend wanted to live online as a single woman, I would simply join her, as a single man. Not by fighting. Not by screaming. Not by sending her paragraphs asking, why? Nope. I made a brand new Instagram account. Nothing dramatic. No revenge quotes, no cryptic captions, no sad boy energy. Just clean, simple, public. First post. Me at a concert, good lighting, easy smile. Caption. Newly single and loving it. Fresh start. Second post. Me in a suit at a work conference. Single life treating me right. Third post. Group photo cropped so no one could timestamp it. Good friends, good times, no drama. Within an hour, I had 20 followers. By lunch, 50. By the evening, 120. I didn't follow a single person back. This wasn't about chasing clout. This was about truth, and watching who noticed. I didn't have to wait long. Saturday. Dinner with her. She's picking at her food, phone lighting up every 3 seconds, hands trembling, not from cold, but from panic. You okay? I ask casually. She forces a smile. Yeah. Just work stuff. Right. Because marketing interns get urgent texts at 8 p.m. on a Saturday. After dinner, she wants to just hang out. But she keeps stepping into her bedroom to answer messages in hushed tones. Her friends had already found my new account. I could see them silently piling into the viewers list like pigeons on free bread. By 10 p.m., she's vibrating with anxiety. I'm actually really tired, she says suddenly. Maybe we can rain check? Oh, absolutely, sweetheart. Run. Scramble. Spin whatever story you need to. I go home and check the account. 86 followers. 3 of her friends following me. Multiple DMs. And most importantly, her friends watching every story. Sunday morning. We need to talk. Now. I let it sit for 2 hours. Then. Her. Are you seriously doing this? Me. Doing what? Her. The Instagram account. I know it's you. Me. Oh. Just being honest about my relationship status. Same as you've been doing for 8 months on at Single and Thriving. Read. Read again. Silence. Then. Come over. We need to talk in person. Me. Can't. Busy. Her. This is important. Me. So was honesty. But here we are. I didn't hear from her again that day. But I didn't need to. Her account? Private. Bio changed to living my life. Translation. Damage control. Meanwhile, my new account hit 200 plus followers overnight. And that was only the beginning. That evening, she sent me an email so long it probably had chapters. Subject line. Please read this. Always a good sign when someone who lied for 8 months wants homework from you. Highlights included. You're overreacting. It was just for fun. Nothing physical happened. I needed attention because you were suffocating me. You're punishing me. Let's both delete our accounts and go back to normal. My favorite part? It was only social media. Sure. And a parachute is just a backpack. I responded with surgical precision. I wasn't controlling. I was communicating. You lied. For 8 months. About trips, outfits, people, and your entire romantic identity. I added, we're done. Don't contact me again. Blocked her email. Next morning, my single account jumped to 450 followers. And her meltdown entered a new phase. Because the universe has a sense of humor, guess who showed up at my apartment door at 7 a.m.? Her. No. Her mother. This woman pounded on my door like she was executing a police warrant. I opened it halfway, wearing sweatpants and confusion. Her mom. We need to talk about what you're doing to my daughter. Me. Good morning to you too. Her. She can't sleep, can't eat, she's devastated. And you're posting photos like nothing happened. Me. I posted that I'm single. Because I am. Her. That account is humiliating her. Me. She humiliated herself. I'm just accurately representing my relationship status. Her mom glared at me like she wanted to baptize me with a frying pan. She made one mistake. One mistake. Is going through someone's phone once. Not running a public, flirty, single life account for 8 months. I said so. Her mom pivoted to guilt tactics. If you really loved her, you'd forgive her. I gave her the truth she did not want. If she really loved me, she wouldn't have done any of it. Door closed. End scene. Her mom texted my phone minutes later. You broke her heart. Blocked. Meanwhile, I went grocery shopping. And her cousin, who I barely know, said this while grabbing cereal. Bro, she used to show us her DMs at family events. She's been doing this long before you. Fantastic. So it wasn't personal. She was just a habitual liar with hobbies. By midweek, the cracks in her world were spreading. Her best friend stopped defending her after seeing my screenshots. Her college roommate publicly posted about fake friends using me to cheat. Mutual friends unfollowed her main account. She started deleting comments calling her out. Meanwhile, I went on a date with someone who actually tells the truth. Coffee turned into dinner. Dinner turned into laughing. Laughing turned into, well, this feels good. It did. Really good. In fact, it was the first moment I realized I wasn't hurt anymore. I was done. Done with lies. Done with games. Done with emotional gymnastics. And done pretending that someone who treated me like an optional extra deserved a permanent place in my life. 3 weeks later, the whole saga felt like someone else's fever dream. Drama evaporated. Followers calmed down. My ex's secret account stayed on lockdown. Her main account slipped into vague, healing era quotes about letting go of toxic people. Translation: anyone who tells the truth. Meanwhile, I moved into a new apartment, same complex, better unit, bigger windows, zero memories of betrayal. Moving day should have been peaceful. It was, until her car rolled into the parking lot like a bad omen. She stepped out, mascara already halfway down her cheek, fully weaponized in sad ex-girlfriend mode. "Alex, please," she said, walking toward me. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. "No," I said. "We're done." She stepped closer, voice trembling. "I need closure." I laughed once, softly, not cruelly. "Closure? You had 8 months to come clean. You didn't want closure then. You wanted options." She flinched like I slapped her. "That's not fair," she said. "I made one mistake." "One mistake doesn't last 8 months," I replied. "That's a lifestyle." Her eyes narrowed. "So that's it? You're just done?" "I've been done," I said. "You just didn't notice because you were too busy pretending to be single." Her voice broke. "You'll regret this when you realize what you gave up." I lifted another box out of my car. "I didn't give up anything," I said. "You threw it away." She stood there, trembling with rage and heartbreak and whatever mixture of guilt and denial she hadn't sorted yet. Then she left. Not gracefully. Not quietly. More like someone storming out of a restaurant after being told the kitchen's closed. And that was the last time I saw her. The next few days were uneventful in the best possible way. The girl I'd been seeing, the one from the coffee shop, texted me. "Hey, had fun last time. Want to go out again?" Yeah, I did. We've been out a few more times since. No labels. No pressure. Just easy. She asked me one night over ramen, "Are you going to keep that single Instagram account?" I thought about it. Then answered honestly, "No. It did exactly what I needed it to. It told the truth when someone else wouldn't. Now I don't need it anymore." She smiled. "Good. I like the real-life version of you better anyway." And she meant it. Last update. Her friend group imploded. Screenshots leaked. Her college roommate exposed the lies. Her best friend stopped defending her once she realized she'd been talked about too. 2 guys she dated before me reached out saying she pulled the same secret account stunt on them. It wasn't personal. She just wasn't built for honesty. And weirdly, knowing that made everything easier. I deleted the single account yesterday. Not out of guilt. Not out of pressure. Out of peace. Because I no longer needed the world to know I was single. I just needed me to know I deserved better. 2 weeks after deleting the single account, life finally felt normal again. No mysterious DMs. No urgent texts from people who never cared before. No emotional landmines waiting in my notifications. Just quiet. Real quiet. Then, because the universe can't resist comedy, my ex tried one last Hail Mary. It started with a knock on my new apartment door. Not pounding. Not frantic. Just a soft, hesitant knock. I opened it expecting a delivery. Nope. It was her father. I hadn't seen the man in almost a year. Last time, he shook my hand and called me a good influence. Now he stood there with a folded letter in his hand. "Alex," he said, sighing, "I'm not here to fight." "Good," I said, "because I'm not inviting you in." He nodded like he expected that. "This is from her," he said, holding the letter out. "She asked me to deliver it because you blocked her everywhere." I didn't take it. He lowered his hand. "She's not doing well," he said. "I'm not asking you to fix that. I just. He looked away, searching for words. I just want you to know she regrets everything. I shrugged. Regret isn't a time machine. He cracked a small, sad smile. That's exactly what I told her. He placed the letter on the floor, stepped back, and left. I didn't touch the envelope all day. But at 11 p.m., curiosity won. I opened it. 4 pages. Front and back. Handwritten. A few highlights. I didn't realize how much I was hurting you. I thought attention meant value. I didn't think you'd ever leave. Please don't move on yet. And the final line. I'm getting help. I hope someday we can try again. I sat with it for a long time. Then I put it in a drawer, not to revisit. Just so I wouldn't throw it away angry. I didn't respond. Not because I hated her. Not because I wanted revenge. Because I finally understood. Some people break your heart. Others break your trust. She broke my reality. And there's no relationship sturdy enough to rebuild on that kind of fault line. The girl I've been seeing, Maya, texted me the next day. Dinner tonight? My treat. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. I said yes without hesitation. Because you can't rebuild yourself by living in someone else's broken version of you. Maya and I grabbed dinner at this little Thai place. Dim lights, quiet music, the kind of restaurant where the chairs don't wobble and the servers remember your face. Halfway through the meal, she put her fork down and gave me this look. Not suspicious. Not jealous. Just steady. Can I ask you something? She said. Sure. Is she really out of your life now? It wasn't an accusation. It was a temperature check. I took a breath. Yeah, I said. For good. Maya nodded, slow and thoughtful, the way people do when they're measuring your words against your tone, not your past. I'm not comparing myself to her, she said. But I need to know you're not still living in that mess. I appreciated the bluntness. I walked out of that world the moment I saw who she really was, I said. I'm not going back. That answer must have landed, because she smiled, small, relieved, and we finished dinner talking about absolutely nothing dramatic. Her job. My new apartment. A stray cat she wants to adopt even though she's allergic. It felt normal. Real. Easy. Something I hadn't felt in a long time. But the universe hates easy. Because when I got home, there was a voicemail waiting. From an unknown number. It was her voice. She must have used someone else's phone. She didn't cry this time. Didn't scream. Didn't rage. She sounded hollow. Alex, she said quietly, I know you don't want to talk to me. I'm not asking you to. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything. I didn't realize how selfish I'd become. You didn't deserve any of it. A long pause. I hope you're happy. I really do. Then the call ended. I didn't save the voicemail. I didn't replay it. I didn't block the number. It was already disconnected. Instead, I sat down on the floor of my new place, staring at a blank wall, processing the quietest apology she'd ever given. Not manipulative. Not dramatic. Just late. Way too late. I thought I'd feel triumphant. Vindicated. Victorious. Instead, I just felt done. Not sad. Not angry. Just ready for my life to stop revolving around someone who never really wanted to be in it in the first place. I messaged Maya. Dinner was great. Want to hang out Friday? She replied instantly. Definitely. And just like that, the future felt possible again. The next few days felt strangely peaceful. No calls. No texts. No unexpected knocks from parents or emotional support entourages. Just quiet mornings, normal workdays, and evenings that didn't feel like I was balancing on a landmine. Maya and I went out again that Friday. Nothing fancy, just burgers, milkshakes, and a long walk afterward. At one point, she looked at me with this sideways half-smile and asked, So, what does your life look like now? Like the version you're building? Nobody had ever asked me that before. Not what I was doing. Not what I should be doing. Just, who are you becoming? I don't know, I said honestly. But for the first time in a long time, I want to find out. She nodded, linked her arm with mine, and said, Good. Because the version of you I'm seeing now? He's a lot lighter. And she was right. I didn't feel like a man carrying someone else's drama anymore. Didn't feel like a detective. Didn't feel like a babysitter for someone's ego. Just me. But peace never lasts forever, not in stories like this. Sunday afternoon, I got a text from an unknown number. You should probably know she's telling everyone you abused her. My stomach dropped. New number. New tactic. I replied. Who is this? A moment later. Her cousin. I thought you deserved a heads up. She's telling people you were controlling, jealous, and emotionally manipulative. She's trying to justify everything. Of course she was. 8 months of lies don't disappear, they mutate. I sat there, staring at the message, feeling that old anger knock on the door of my chest. But this time, I didn't let it in. Instead, I texted back. Thanks. Appreciate the heads up. Then I blocked the number. Because arguing with a liar is like wrestling smoke. You just tire yourself out while they float away. Still, the situation needed watching. Not fighting. Not escalating. Just awareness. That night, I told Maya everything. Not because I needed her to solve it. But because honesty, actual, uncomfortable honesty, is how clean relationships survive. She listened. Didn't interrupt. Didn't jump to conclusions. When I finished, she said, Well, people who lie eventually run out of places to hide. Let her burn her own reputation. You don't have to help. It was such a simple statement. But it clicked. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need vindication. I didn't need to prove anything anymore. She was destroying her own story with her own hands. All I had to do was walk away. And for the first time, I truly felt like I had. By midweek, her little smear campaign had started leaking back to me in the most predictable ways possible. A coworker of hers, someone I'd met twice, DM'd me on my main account. Hey, I don't want to be involved, but she's been telling people you were controlling and obsessive. Just wanted you to know. Another message came from a mutual friend. She's saying you emotionally abused her. I don't believe it, but she's trying hard to spin the story. Not surprised. Not even angry. Just tired. When people like her feel cornered, they don't apologize, they rewrite. And she was rewriting in real time. The old me might have tried defending myself to everyone. Sending screenshots. Explaining. Debating. But the new me? I sent the same message to all 3 people. Thanks for telling me. I won't be participating in her lies. If anyone wants the truth, they can ask me directly. Short. Clear. Unbothered. And something interesting happened. People did ask. One message. Okay, what's actually going on? Another. Is it true? Because it doesn't sound like you. My response was identical each time. We broke up because she ran a secret account for 8 months pretending to be single and meeting guys from it. I found out. I ended things. Everything else is noise. Not dramatic. Not cruel. Just factual. You know what happened next? Quiet. People stopped messaging me. Stopped asking questions. Stopped trying to pull me in. Because the truth, when delivered calmly, kills drama faster than shouting ever could. But her? She didn't stop. Thursday night, I got a DM from her former best friend, the one who defended her at first, then went silent. Message. You should know she's unraveling. She's mad that no one believes her version. She said she might show up at your place again. I replied. She's not welcome here. Friend. I know. That's why I'm warning you. She's spiraling. For a moment, I felt a flicker of something, not sympathy, but recognition. This wasn't about me anymore. She wasn't fighting for our relationship. She was fighting for her image. The identity she curated online. The persona she used to feed herself validation. The version of herself that couldn't survive being exposed. Her downfall wasn't my victory. It was just her consequence. Still, I took the warning seriously. I told the building manager. I saved the voicemail she left earlier. And I told Maya, because trust means sharing the messy parts too. She asked only one question. Do you feel unsafe? No, I said. Just annoyed. She nodded. Okay. Then I'm here if you need anything. Not controlling. Not intrusive. Just supportive. Funny how rare that felt. That weekend, Maya came over to help me unpack the last of my boxes. We spent half the afternoon reorganizing, laughing, eating takeout straight from the containers. At one point, she found an old photo of me and my ex shoved in the back of a drawer. She held it up. You want to throw this out? She asked. I took the picture, looked at it for maybe half a second, then dropped it into the trash. Maya smiled, not smug, not triumphant, just proud. You really are done, she said softly. Yeah, I replied. I really am. Sunday evening, just when I thought everything had finally leveled out, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. I think you should know she's outside your building. No context. No name. Just that. I stepped onto my balcony to check, half expecting nothing. But there she was. Leaning against her car, staring up at my building like she was waiting for a sign from the heavens, or for me to magically forget everything she'd ever done. I exhaled slowly. Not fear. Not anger. Just exhaustion. I debated ignoring her, letting her stand there until she gave up. But the longer I watched, the clearer her posture was. This wasn't a confrontation. This was a collapse. I grabbed my jacket, walked downstairs, and stepped outside. She looked up instantly. Alex, she said, eyes red. Can we talk? No, I replied. But we can speak. Briefly. Her breath caught, but she nodded. She looked different. Not glamorous. Not put together. Not performing. Just small. She opened her mouth, then closed it again, struggling to find the right script. But for once, she didn't reach for excuses. I messed up, she said finally. I stayed silent. She continued. I told myself it was harmless. Just attention. Just something fun on the side. I didn't think it mattered if I wasn't actually cheating. I raised an eyebrow. You met guys from your DMs. They weren't dates. She insisted, then hesitated. Okay, maybe they were. But nothing happened. I sighed. It doesn't matter if nothing happened. You created a life where you weren't with me. She flinched. That account made me feel wanted. She whispered. And the more I posted, the harder it was to stop. I kept telling myself I'd delete it once I felt better about myself. But then people started messaging. Liking. Complimenting. And it felt good. Honest. Painfully honest. But honesty doesn't undo damage, it just reveals it. Why didn't you tell me? I asked. Because you would have left, she said quietly. I left anyway. Tears slipped down her face. I know. Silence hung between us, not the heavy kind we used to fight through, but a quiet that acknowledged something real. This wasn't a relationship ending. This was a truth settling. She wiped her face. I'm not asking to get back together, she said. I just needed to apologize in person. Everything falling apart was my fault. I'm in therapy now. I'm trying to understand why I needed so much attention from strangers. I nodded. That's good. I hope it helps. She gave a sad smile. You seem happier, she said. Lighter. I didn't deny it. I didn't realize how selfish I was until I saw you walking away from me, she said. You didn't yell. You didn't break anything. You just left. And that hurt more than anything. There was sincerity there. But not a spark. Not a string pulling me back. Not a single piece of me wanting to try again. I wish you the best, I said gently. But there's nothing left for us to fix. She nodded, defeated but understanding. I figured, she whispered. But I needed to hear it from you. She turned, got into her car, and drove off. No dramatic ending. No screaming. No pleas. Just a quiet acknowledgement of a dead relationship finally being buried. I walked back inside, feeling oddly calm. When I got upstairs, Maya texted, "Want to come over and watch a movie?" I smiled. Yeah. Be there in 20. And that was it. No second thoughts. No regret. No lingering ache. Just forward. The next week settled into a rhythm that felt almost unreal after months of chaos. Work. Gym. Dinner with Maya. Quiet nights in a quiet apartment where no one was secretly broadcasting a double life. But drama has a way of echoing even after the main event ends. And the echo came from an unexpected place. Wednesday afternoon, I got a message from a guy I vaguely recognized, someone who used to like all my ex's photos back when we were together. His DM. "Hey man, I know this is weird, but can we talk? It's about her." I almost ignored it. But something told me this wasn't about defending her. It felt different. So I replied, "What's up?" His answer surprised me. "She started messaging me again. I thought you should know." My eyebrows shot up. "Messaging you how?" He sent screenshots. Flirty messages. Selfies. Voice notes. And the familiar opener she used with every guy. "Hey stranger, how have you been? You look great lately." He added, "I asked if she was still with you, and she said you had an open relationship. Which didn't seem like your vibe." I exhaled through my nose. "No," I replied. "We definitely did not." He responded almost immediately. "Thought so. Just wanted to say sorry for whatever she put you through. She tried the same stuff with me last year. Constant flirting, then ghosting, then coming back when she needed attention." Then another message. "She hasn't changed, man. Be glad you're out." It was strangely validating hearing it from someone who had nothing to gain by telling me. After we wrapped up, he sent one final message. "Good luck with everything. You seem like a decent dude." I appreciated it more than I expected. That night, I told Maya about it while we cooked dinner at her place. Not dumping drama on her, just being transparent. She listened quietly, stirring pasta sauce, then said something I didn't realize I needed. People repeat patterns until they hit rock bottom. You didn't push her there, she walked herself there. You just stopped cushioning her fall. I stared at her for a second. She had a way of cutting to the core without sounding judgmental. Then she nudged me with her shoulder and added, "And honestly, I'm glad you're not with someone who needs a fan club to function." We finished dinner, watched a movie, ended the night with her head on my shoulder, while she slowly fell asleep. No performance. No secrets. No second life on social media. Just a woman who actually showed up. But the story wasn't done twisting. Friday afternoon, I got a text from an unknown number. "She's posting about you again. Thought you'd want to know." Attached was a screenshot from her main account. A long caption. A very long caption. The kind that reeks of self-pity and selective memory. It read, "Some people don't know how to forgive. Some people don't understand loyalty. Some people abandon you when you're struggling. But I choose peace and healing." First comment? Her best friend. "Ignore the haters, babe." Second comment? Someone else. "Wasn't she the one cheating, though?" Third comment? "Girl, your roommate already exposed you." Fourth. "Peace and healing? Is that what we're calling 8 months of lying now?" She started deleting negative comments, but they kept coming faster than she could remove them. Her reputation, the one she curated like a brand, was collapsing from the inside. And I didn't lift a finger. Just watched quietly from the outside as she faced the one thing she never prepared for. The truth. Not from me, from everyone else. I turned off my phone, feeling no satisfaction, no gloating, just closure. Real closure. The kind that comes when the universe finishes the job for you. By the following Monday, her peace and healing post had become a spectator sport. People weren't attacking her, they were simply asking questions she didn't want to answer. And the more she deleted, the more people noticed the deletions. A reputation doesn't collapse loudly. It collapses quietly, like a roof rotting from the inside until one day it just caves in. But I didn't comment. Didn't like anything. Didn't share it. I was out of her orbit completely. Or so I thought. Tuesday morning, my boss asked to speak privately. Not ominous, just unusual. I sat down across from him, and he said, "Hey, I got a weird email. Thought you should see it." He turned his monitor toward me. My ex had emailed my workplace, accusing me of harassing her, running defamatory accounts, publicly shaming her, creating a toxic situation, and possibly doing this to other women. She ended with, "I thought someone at his workplace should know what kind of person he is." My boss looked at me, waiting for context. I felt a slow, controlled anger settle in, not the kind that makes you yell, but the kind that sharpens you. I explained everything. Not the drama. Not the petty details. Just the facts. She ran a secret account pretending to be single for 8 months. When I found it, I ended things. She's been trying to rewrite the story ever since. This email is retaliation, not truth. My boss listened carefully. Then he pushed the monitor away and said, "Say no more. I believe you. We're deleting this. We're blocking her. And if she contacts the company again, HR will handle it." Then, with a tiny smirk. "And honestly? The way she phrased this email, she sounds unhinged." I exhaled for the first time in 5 full minutes. "Thanks," I said. "No problem," he said. "Just keep your personal hurricane outside the office." Fair enough. But her move wasn't about the email working. It was about control. The moment she realized she couldn't shape the narrative with friends, she tried to shape it by sabotaging my stability. Classic pattern. When a manipulator can't control your emotions, they try to control your environment. But she failed again. And something inside her must have snapped, because the next blow came fast. Wednesday morning, Maya texted me. "Hey, is everything okay? I got a weird message." My stomach tightened. "What kind of message?" She sent a screenshot. It was from a burner account. No profile photo. No posts. No followers. The message said, "Just so you know, you shouldn't trust him. He's two-faced. He pretends to be the victim, but he's dangerous. Be careful." Maya followed up with, "Is this your ex?" I replied, "Almost definitely." She answered with the most relieving, grounding text she could have sent. "Okay. Just checking. Want to get sushi tonight?" Not scared. Not shaken. Not pulling away. Just moving forward. I messaged back. "Absolutely." But as relieved as I was, I also knew. This was escalation. Silent escalation. Indirect escalation. But escalation. If she was willing to contact my job and message a woman I was seeing, she wasn't just spiraling. She was strategizing out of desperation. People don't do that when they've accepted the breakup. They do it when they can't stand losing control. So I did something I hadn't done yet. Something I should have done weeks earlier. I started documenting everything. The email to my job. The messages to Maya. The voicemails she left from a borrowed number. Screenshots of rumors she spread. DMs from her friends warning me. Screenshots from her secret account. Screenshots from the roommate. Screenshots from the guy she flirted with. Every piece. Every angle. Organized neatly. Just in case. Not to use. Not to escalate. Just to protect myself. Because the line between manipulative ex and problem you legally need distance from can blur fast. And she was approaching that line. By Friday afternoon, I had every red flag neatly organized in a folder on my laptop. Timestamps, screenshots, recordings, everything. Not because I planned to use it, but because people like her don't stop out of guilt. They stop when consequences get bigger than their ego. And something told me I wasn't done needing evidence. I just didn't know how right I was. The breaking point. Friday night, Maya and I were out getting sushi, a tiny place with neon signs and mismatched chairs, the kind of spot where you can talk for hours without realizing it. Halfway through the meal, Maya noticed my phone lighting up repeatedly. Unknown number. 3 missed calls. Then a text. Please answer. Please. This is serious. I ignored it. Another text. I'm outside your building. I need to talk to you before I do something stupid. My pulse jumped. Not because I believed she'd hurt herself, she was dramatic, not self-destructive, but because using that threat is its own form of manipulation. Maya saw the tension in my face. Your ex? She asked. Probably. Do you need to go? I shook my head. No. I'm finishing dinner. Maya studied me for a moment, then nodded. She didn't push, didn't panic, just trusted me to handle my own mess. But as soon as we paid the bill, I checked her messages again. Another text. I can't believe you're ignoring me. You don't understand what you're doing to me. I need you. I need you. And then, if you don't come out, I'm coming in. That was enough. We rushed back to my building. When I pulled into the lot, my chest went cold. Her car was there. Parked sideways across 2 spots. Driver's door open. She was pacing in circles, tugging at her hair, talking to herself. This wasn't the confident, curated, camera-ready version of her. This was someone unraveling in real time. And it set off every internal alarm I had. The confrontation. I parked on the opposite side of the lot. Told Maya to stay in the car. She didn't argue. I walked toward my ex slowly. She whipped around the second she heard my footsteps. Where were you? She screamed. At dinner, I said evenly. You need to go home. No, she shouted. No, you don't get to walk away from me. Not after everything we had. You ended everything we had, I said. I just accepted it. She stepped closer, jabbing a finger at my chest. I made a mistake. 8 months isn't a mistake. It was just attention. You built a separate life. She shook her head violently, tears spilling down her face. You don't get it. You were supposed to save me. You were supposed to stay even when I pushed you away. There it was. The core of it. She didn't want a partner. She wanted an anchor, one she could yank in every direction without it snapping. I took a step back and said calm but firm. I'm not responsible for saving you from decisions you made. For a moment she froze. Then her expression twisted into something I'd never seen on her face before, raw panic and rage tangled together. If you leave me, she said hoarsely, I'll tell everyone you abused me. My blood ran cold. Not fear, clarity. Because that sentence is the exact moment a breakup becomes a threat. I have everything documented, I said quietly. Every message. Every lie. Every attempt to ruin my reputation. If you keep pushing this, you won't like the outcome. She blinked hard. You wouldn't. You already emailed my workplace. I said. This stops now. She stared at me, breathing hard, calculations firing behind her eyes. And then, like a switch flipping, she collapsed into sobs. I don't know who I am without attention, she cried. I don't know how to stop. It landed with a strange heaviness, not pity, not sadness, just understanding. Then get help, I said. But not from me. After a long moment, she finally stood up straight. Looked at me. Really looked. And said, voice small, I hate you for leaving. I know, I said. But you'll survive it. She wiped her face, turned, and got into her car. This time, she actually drove away. The aftermath. I got back into my own car, adrenaline still shaking through me. Maya put a hand on my arm. You okay? She asked softly. I nodded. Yeah. I think I am now. She squeezed gently. Good. Because that wasn't love. That was chaos wearing makeup. I huffed a laugh, tired but real. Yeah, I said. And I'm done letting chaos live rent-free. As we drove away, I realized something. That wasn't just the end of the relationship. That was the end of her power over me. The last loose thread tied off. The last manipulation cut. The last door closed. For the first time, I felt free. In the end, things didn't explode, they just settled. Her family got her into therapy, her smear campaign fizzled out, and the late-night drama finally stopped. Maya and I kept moving forward, slowly but honestly, building something real without secrets or performance. One night, sitting on my balcony, I realized the truth. I wasn't healing from her. I was finally living without her. And that felt like freedom.